All right, guys. I watched Naruto Part 1 and I found the best tier list that I could. I want to start with I don't want to start with the overpowered characters. I kind of want to go progress. So we'll start with Naruto beginning. I'm assuming this is Naruto beginning. I don't like the way this tiers are. I think this needs less tiers. Let's start with humble beginnings. Naruto beginning. I think by default, Naruto just gets mid. It's just fair to say Naruto beginning is mid. That's just how it be, right? Sasuke beginning. So he doesn't get a whole lot of character development until so Sasuke beginning. We're talking before the curse mark. I would say he's pretty unremarkable. Before the curse mark, he's pretty unremarkable because all he does is bully Naruto for no fucking reason, and so he's going in C tier. Actually put Naruto Sasuke here. Yeah. Sakura straight to D tier. Goodbye. Kakashi. I like Kakashi. He's like this badass dude who has every fucking jutsu, but he's also a fucking low-key perv. And he's also kind of like a dad figure too. Like whenever things get in trouble, he's just like, I'll protect you, don't worry. I don't know. What a great guy. What a great fucking guy, right? Isn't it? It's kind of fair to put him. I think S tier's pretty fair for Kakashi. Such a great guy. Kiba gets points for the dog. Kiba, I'm thinking B because he's actually a really fun rival and stuff, but I'm thinking A because he gets extra points for the dog. And since Akumaru is definitely an S and Kiba's definitely a B, he's going into A. Akumaru's best boy, all right? I'm not gonna leave Akumaru in B tier. That's just not, no. Hinata, I gotta be honest, I wasn't really feeling her at the beginning. I was like, holy fuck. She's just kind of I like the protagonist because he's a protagonist. After her fight with Neji, I think she got some definitely extra points. Hinata best girl though. I gotta be honest, I don't think she gets a lot of her points until Shippuden. But this is a part 1 tier list. Hinata, you're a B. She was about to be a C for me, to be honest, but her fight with Neji was pretty dope. She gets extra points, and then of course she was there to cheer on Naruto before the final exam, which was dope. Shino's a high B. Look, I would say Shino is high B, sleeper A. Shino is actually so fucking dope, but the writers never gave him the time of day. And I'm betting because he's broken. When you think about it, Shino is actually broken. And the writers realize that, and they're like, we're not gonna let him do anything. Think about what he did to Zaku, and then what he did to Kankuro. It's so fucking broken. And then I think halfway the writers realized it, and they're like, yeah, he would probably take down the Sound Ninja pretty easily. So they were like, okay, don't let him in the Sasuke recovery arc. He's just gonna make shit too easy. On character, he gets a C, but on powers, he's definitely an A. So we're gonna compromise and make him a high B. How's that sound? Rock Lee. I don't think I need to even go into it. He's definitely an S. It's just what it is. Rock Lee versus Gaara, goated. Rock Lee versus Kimimaro, goated. Rock Lee versus Zaku, goated. There's just literally no other opinion. Neji, edgy. I don't want to turn this into a situation where everyone in the Sasuke recovery arc just automatically gets in a high tier, but I gotta be honest, his fight against Kidomaru was pretty fucking dope. And I like how he sort of serves as this mirror for Sasuke of hey, I was in the darkness, I was obsessed with being a fucking edgy asshole, but it's not too late for Sasuke, right? So he gets an A, but he's higher than Kiba. Tenten, man, the one fight you're in, you lose. Shikamaru, this is tough. This is actually tough because he's definitely a sleeper. A lot of what part 1 is that he's actually the best, but he just doesn't believe in himself. I like that speech he does before the Sasuke recovery arc. He's like, look, I'm responsible for y'all, and that's just how it is. We're getting about Sasuke. We the boys. We them boys. We them boys. Right? So he's getting S tier, but he's not going above Rock Lee. Ino's one trait is that she's jealous of Sakura. And that is so fucking weak. Choji, I gotta be honest, I'm a huge fan of his fight with Jorobu. Like that part where just, oh fuck. And I cried so much because I thought he died. And it was like, I literally almost cried. Even watch it again, I almost cried again. Like, actually, I just noticed there's a Choji transformation here. So maybe pre Sasuke recovery arc, we're gonna put him at C. Next, let's go with the Jonin next, because I don't want to touch the Sand Ninja. I want to get like sort of everything like chronologically, I guess. Let's go with Kurenai and Azuma first. I think her looks alone, like her Ada-Ada-ness would carry her to a B, but as a character, her and Azuma are just kind of B, because like they would have been C for me, but then like I don't know, I guess it was the fight with against Itachi that kind of made it better. All right, Kurenai and Azuma, they basically get the same tier because I like them for the same reasons. They're sick as fuck. Actually, let's put Azuma higher. Let's put Azuma higher because he did save Shikamaru, and that was really sick. They're pretty and they're cool, but it's just that they don't get enough screen time to really show it off, and that's an important factor. So Sarutobi, I want to put Sarutobi at an A because his little speech and his fight against Orochimaru was pretty dope. I think Sarutobi is like a lower A, high B. Actually, he's gonna be a B, and I'll tell you why. Because even though, you know, he was like that grandfather figure for the village in part 1, and his fight with Orochimaru was badass, and like the speech he did where the leaf will never die was super sick, it took fucking 10 episodes to do that, and that bored the shit out of me. You're getting points off. You could have been an A, but it took you 10 whole episodes to cut off Orochimaru's arms, and that's the points off. Points off. Haku and Zabuza, wherever they are gonna share a tier. And I think it's fair that they get A tier. Actually, I want to put them higher. I'm actually going to put them higher. Because they, you know, even though they don't have relevance to the rest of the plot, they become the driving force for Naruto. Because at the end of their fight, Naruto pretty much learns the shinobi life is fucked up. The shinobi life basically is what fucked up Zabuza and Haku. Like, because, you know, when you think about it, Zabuza and Haku, as much as they were villains, they were also survivors. That last stand that fucking Zabuza has with Gato's gang, and then of course Haku just being a whole ass package for that entire arc. Like, you know, I'm gonna put them at an S. Gaara, so it's unfortunate for Gaara because I like Gaara, but he doesn't see the whole entire fruits of his like development up until Shippuden. I think he's around, he's definitely after Kiba. If you remember what he says to Lee after they beat Kimimaro, he was like, you have the same drive as Naruto Uzumaki. What does it mean to fight for someone else? You know, like he hasn't fully grasped it. He's around Neji. I would say he's practically even with Neji. Kankuro. So Kankuro is pretty one-dimensional. His scenes are sick, but he does get his ass whooped by Shino. So I would say he is a lower B. He does come, he does rescue Kiba, and it's really sick, but he did get his ass, and he doesn't have like a whole lot of like traits that are super like cool, like as a character, but he does save Kiba, but he gets his ass fucking whooped by Shino. I'm not gonna put him above Shino when he got his ass kicked by Shino. Tamari, she basically serves as development device for Shikamaru when you think about it. So I'm gonna have to put her before Choji. She's not trash because she actually serves a purpose for Shikamaru. A very small one, very subtle one. Let's see her Might Guy. Guy is definitely S tier. I can't explain it, but Guy is definitely S tier. Yeah, I would say him and Shikamaru are probably the same, in my opinion. This guy doesn't do shit. This guy dies too. All this guy is a proctor, so he's kind of shit too. This guy gets killed off in the first episode. I didn't even like see him, so you guys are just throwaway. Oh, Mizuki never died. Oh, well, I don't give a shit about him anyway. Okay, so I guess next would be the Sanin. Jiraiya. Jiraiya gets low S tier, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so Jiraiya's already a cool character. But he was high A for me until I got this line where fucking Naruto was like, "You're nothing but a little perv." He's like, "You're wrong. I'm a big one." And I'm like, you know what? What a Chad. What a fucking Chad. What a fucking Chad. Tsunade, I gotta be honest, I was a big fan of her arc. That part where she gives Orochimaru the hands, she a whole ass chick. Unfortunately, she comes at the tail end of part 1 and she doesn't really get a whole lot of development, but like for what she did, I almost want to put her in S tier, but I feel like she, you know, her screen time doesn't deserve it. And you know, I also feel like we're giving out these S tiers for free post training Naruto. Summoning Jutsu Naruto. This is like Naruto versus Gaara Naruto. I still kind of find myself annoyed by him, but you know, he put in the work. I think low A is fair for Naruto midway. I think that's fair. He's still annoying, but you know, he does giveth the hands. His fight with Gaara was dope. His fights with Sasuke. I mean, no, wait. At this point, he hasn't fought with Sasuke yet. His fight with Neji was dope. His fight with Gaara was dope. Orochimaru. As a villain, I want to put him around where Tsunade is. It's hard. This is actually a hard one because I don't know how to feel about Orochimaru. I think it's just being a menace. He was really good as a menace. So no way in hell you're going before the boys. So I'm up to put him A because I can't in good conscience put him above Gaara and Neji, who were sort of like the other villains, right? And it's not because like Gaara and Neji got redeemed or anything. It's tough. I might go back. I might go back to Orochimaru later. Oh, Kabuto, all you do, like I don't have it in me to put him in D tier, but all you do is suck Orochimaru's dick. Actually, you know what? He's actually kind of conniving. Like, the first time I watched Naruto, like, it could have fooled me, so whatever. You get points, but not a lot of points, because all you do for the rest of the show is suck Orochi. Like, tuning exam, like, he's actually like, you fooled me. Like, you fooled me, but, like, after the twist, the rest of the show is just him sucking Orochimaru's dick. Like, we also forgot about Anko. I like her design. She gets points for the design, but I can't really put her in like B tier because she doesn't really do much. She does give Orochimaru the hands, so you know what? I'll actually put like her, Azuma, and Kurenai are like the same to me. Like these dope characters that do dope shit once, but then they don't do anything after. These guys are literally just henchmen. They're dope in Shippuden, or they're not dope, but they get more development in Shippuden, but they're just kind of just henchmen in part 1, so I can't really do much for you. I'm sorry. Itachi and Kisame. Kisame doesn't really do any of his dope shit, so I don't have it in me to put him in trash, but at the same time, he doesn't do anything. He's just kind of like Itachi's yes man. As a villain, I gotta put him above Orochimaru. He's probably, I think that's a fair spot to put him, unless anyone else has any other input about part 1 Itachi. The mystery aspect, I would say doesn't make him S tier, so you know what, we'll do this. Curse mark Sasuke. I think this is dope because Sasuke in this part goes through a sort of hero phase. Damn, this is hard because he's actually is pretty dope, but he does get his ass kicked by Gaara. I'd say he's an high A because I do like curse mark Sasuke, but man, he does get his ass whooped by Gaara. Now we have the Sasuke recovery arc. Transform Choji. He's a whole ass unit. He deserves to be around here. Like we were talking earlier about if Choji was like one slot on this, he'd definitely be around B because, you know, but because they're separated, we get to put him in A. Butterfly Choji is definitely an A. Which brings us to Jirobu. I gotta be honest, his English dub voice is so funny. Jirobu as a villain as a whole, like transformed or not, is only I. So we gotta go by power levels here in order to separate the two. When you consider that they're able to beat him like pretty fairly in his base form, I gotta say he's pretty trashed here. Transformed, I'll give him a few more points because he was able to carry fucking giant Choji, which is quite a feat, I'll be honest. But I think it's fair to put him right next to Kisame in that regard. Kidomaru, you know, this might be a case where the base version might go higher than the transform version, because listen, in his base form he figured out Neji's dead zone. In his transform form he was relying on power alone, which I think that's an important thing to consider, because like in his powered up form, it's like, okay, I'm gonna fucking throw an exploding arrow at you, and that's my whole plan. But then in his base form, it was like, okay, I found your dead zone, and I'm gonna like do all this shit to like sort of figure you out. So Kidomaru as a villain, I think it's a B, and then definitely goes above Kabuto for me. To Yuya, gotta be honest, she really does put Shikamaru at his limits, and I think that's an important thing for Shikamaru, even more so than Tamari. When she transforms, what's the first thing that happens? When she transforms, she does her genjutsu, and then what's the first thing that happens? Shikamaru outsmarts her. So like it just is what it is, because she transforms, then she does her fucking genjutsu, and what's the first fucking thing that happens? She gets outsmarted, and then they're in a stalemate. Like, what was the point of transforming? Zaku / his brother, I forgot his name. I wasn't extremely entertained by Zaku. Like, he's pretty trashed here. Maybe even before these guys. Zetsu, he gets a few more points, but honestly wasn't that entertained. Kiba does get the better of him. It's just that he stabbed himself, so he couldn't really fight him. Kimamaru, they tried so hard to give him development, but it just wasn't hitting for me. Kimamaru as a villain, I think, was pretty dope. You know, he was just like this unstoppable force against like Lee. Like when he transformed, it started playing all these flashbacks, and I just didn't care enough. His transformation, yeah, exactly. Died mid-fight, too many flashbacks. His transformation is definitely gonna be mid for me. Second state Sasuke, and is it One Tail Naruto? One Tail Kyuubi? So One Tail Kyuubi Naruto. On a power level, he's definitely getting A or S. This is hard. He really gave Sasuke the hands. I don't think he deserves S tier. Because like when you consider the fact that the show has built up like this fight so hard, and it was so gratifying to see Naruto just kick the fucking shit out of Sasuke. He's got to be nothing less than A, you know. Second state Sasuke does one thing. I gotta be honest, I think I gotta put him below Curse Mark Sasuke. Like, he does one thing, which is they have the Chidori and then that iconic shot. He don't do hands. Oh, and then when he transforms, it's even grosser. Naruto goes Kyuubi, One Tail, and he fights Sasuke, and they fight, and it's super dope. But then when Sasuke gets to the point where he has to use second state, they charge up the Rasengan and the Chidori, and then they clash, and that's the end of the show, or that's the end of the fight. It's not bad. It definitely has its narrative weight, but I wish we saw more. I think right here's okay. The narrative weight is what carries it. I would have preferred to see more of it. It's just It's tough. Is there anything we can argue here? I think Edgy can definitely be above Tsunade. Edgy and Gaara, because they're kind of like the same to me. Like, I think we're looking solid. Really? Okay, what do you want to argue? Okay, part 1 Hashirama. Listen, Galvino, it's part 1 Hashirama. Hashirama and Tobirama, all they fucking do is be fucking Orochimaru's henchmen. How is Mitsuki here, but Iruka isn't? I mean, no one important, huh? The old ramen guy? Oh, he gets an S tier. He's definitely S tier, because if he made ramen so good that Naruto eats it every fucking day, that's some badass ramen. Plus, he knows all the secrets of the plot and never said shit. That's it, huh? Yeah, that's really it. I can't think of anyone else.